Hello, champions, and welcome back to another thrilling ride through the world of FC Mobile. I hope you're strapped in and ready because today we're not just reviewing a player. We're embarking on a journey through tactics, performance, emotions, and game-changing decisions. And the star of this story? None other than the legendary maestro himself, PIRLO. But not just any PIRLO. I'm talking about the freshly launched 107 OVR CDM version from the brand new Pitch Beats event. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to take a second, just one moment, to thank each and every one of you. Your constant support, your likes, your comments, and even your constructive criticism, it fuels me. It gives me the motivation to keep diving into the game, testing players, experimenting with tactics, and bringing back everything I discover to you. You guys are the real MVPs, and this channel wouldn't be what it is without you. And hey, if you're new here or you've just stumbled across this video while searching for that perfect CDM to hold your midfield like a fortress, then make sure to subscribe. There's so much more to come. From in-depth player reviews to game-breaking tips, glitch strategies, squad-building guides, and everything in between. You won't want to miss a second. All right, let's dive in. So EA has just launched a brand new event, and I'm sure by now you've seen it plastered across the FC Mobile home screen. It's bold, it's vibrant, it's full of energy. It's the Pitch Beats event. Now, this isn't just some casual weekly event. No. This event is the heartbeat of FC Mobile for this month. And even though La Liga, UCL Road to the final, and Chronicles are running alongside it, make no mistake, Pitch Beats is the main event. This event is EA's statement, a replacement for Code Neon, which, let's be honest, was a bit of a mixed bag. Not terrible, but not groundbreaking either. Pitch Beats, though? This one feels like a proper celebration, something reminiscent of the Team of the Year event. The energy, the design, the rewards, and of course the players. It's all dialed up to 11. And among the stars of Pitch Beats, EA dropped 4 absolute bangers, all at 107 OVR. But the one that caught my eye immediately was PIRLO. Now here's the twist. EA didn't drop him as a central midfielder this time. Nope, they've gone for something different, something a little experimental. This time around, PIRLO arrives as a CDM, a deep-lying playmaker, a midfield general, and for me, potentially the missing piece to my 4-4-2 holding formation. Now I know what you're thinking. PIRLO as a defensive midfielder? Really? Let me tell you something. That's exactly why I had to test this card. We all know PIRLO, the elegance, the vision, the ability to pass a ball as if it were guided by GPS. But putting him in a defensive role changes the dynamic completely. And as someone who has played hundreds of head-to-head matches using formations that demand discipline and tactical awareness, I had to see if this card lived up to the hype. Not on paper, not in theory, but on the pitch, in real matches, under real pressure. So I slotted him right into my squad. My current go-to formation is 4-4-2 holding, and let me tell you why. After the Team of the Year event, everything in FC Mobile changed. The pace, the intensity, the meta. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is running high OVR cards. You've got 110 rated strikers breaking through lines like arrows. You've got attackers with acceleration that would make the flash look slow. In this kind of environment, you need structure. You need players who understand space, who know when to hold and when to push. That's why 4-4-2 holding became my battlefield of choice. And within that structure, I needed a general, someone to patrol the midfield, to anchor the spine of my team, to dictate the tempo and shut down counterattacks before they even begin. And on paper, PIRLO looked like he might be that player. So I claimed him, trained him, slotted him in, and then I tested and tested and tested again. Hundreds of minutes across multiple head-to-head matches, facing different formations, different metas, different styles. And what I discovered is a tale of brilliance, limitations, surprises, and a whole lot of game-changing moments. Let's break it down. PIRLO's stats are frankly jaw-dropping. We're talking 103 pace, not bad for a defensive midfielder. 93 shooting, very promising. But where this card really shines is in the passing department. 123 passing, 123. That's not just high, that's elite. Add in 113 dribbling and 100 defending, and you've got a profile that screams, "AO's complete midfielder.e." Oh, And did I mention the 5-star skill moves? Yeah, he's got them. And while stamina is listed at a very solid 4.5 stars, we'll talk more about how that plays out in reality. Let me start with the positives, the pros, the magic. First of all, let's talk about pace. When you fully upgrade this card, and I mean max it out with skill boosts and chemistry bonuses, PIRLO moves with surprising urgency. Now, he's not going to outrun someone like Mbappe or Vinicius Jr., but in midfield sprints, especially over short distances, he covers ground respectably well. In the early minutes of a match, his responsiveness is crisp. He gets into position quickly, especially in a pressing formation. This is where the old PIRLO magic shines through ball control and agility. The card has a kind of smoothness to it, a grace. PIRLO doesn't just move, he glides. Whether it's receiving a pass under pressure, turning away from a marker, or slipping a pass between defenders, it all feels natural, effortless. There were moments where he was being pressed by 2 players, and with just a simple turn and flick, he'd create space out of nowhere. That's what makes this card special. If we talk about shooting, this one surprised me. PIRLO isn't just a holding midfielder. He's a threat going forward. He's capable of scoring, not just tap-ins, but rockets from outside the box. One moment that stands out was a head-to-head match against a totally stacked squad. I was locked at 1-1. Pressure was mounting. Possession was tight. PIRLO received the ball 25 yards out. With one flick and one step, he fired a curved shot into the top corner. The keeper didn't even dive. That's the kind of potential this card holds. If I talk about passing, this is peak of PIRLO. 127 short passing and 125 long passing. Cross-field switches, he nails them. Threaded through balls, he nails those too. There was one match where I counted 5 long passes from PIRLO that turned defense into attack in seconds. He isn't just a passer, he's a conductor. He dictates the rhythm of your team. Like an orchestra, every movement begins with him. Crossing is another underrated strength. If you're someone who builds attacks from the wings and likes to cut in late to deliver crosses, you're going to love this card. He hits those deep, curling deliveries that land perfectly at the edge of the 6-yard box. Whether you're aiming for a towering striker or a quick poacher, PIRLO puts it on a silver platter. I don't even have to explain this. It's PIRLO. He owns set pieces, free kicks, corners, indirect deliveries. They're all gold. You're adding an extra weapon every time he stands over the ball. Defensively, this card performs better than I expected. 103 marking, 100 standing tackle, and 109 awareness. That's solid. In most situations, PIRLO reads the game well. He intercepts, he tracks runner, he steps into passing lane. If you play a pressing game or want a midfielder who won't just chase the ball but anticipate where it's going, he can do the job. Let's talk about the cons. The moments where this card shows cracks in the armor. Positioning. Sometimes PIRLO is a ghost in the right place at the right time. Other times, he drifts. It's not consistent. In some matches, especially against ultra-aggressive opponents running 4-3-3 or 3-4-3, I found PIRLO slightly out of sync. Not always, but enough that I noticed. In defensive transition, you need a CDM who snaps into position like a trap. PIRLO isn't always that. Then there's physicality. Look, PIRLO's never been known for being a bruiser. And in FC Mobile, that truth remains. Against players like Jude Bellingham or Vieira, PIRLO can get muscled off the ball. It's not glaringly bad, but in 1v1 shoulder duels, he doesn't always win the fight. If I talk about stamina, on paper, it is 4.5 stars. Sounds great, right? But in practice, around the 60-70 minute mark, I noticed a drop. His recovery slows. His pressing fades. That sharpness in passing, it dips. So if you're running a high-intensity press for 90 minutes, consider having a substitute ready. Because endgame PIRLO is not the same as early-game PIRLO. What happens when you compare PIRLO to the other elite CDMs currently circulating FC Mobile? Let's talk Vieira. He's a rock, pure physicality. He's the wall that attackers dread. But his passing, nowhere near PIRLO's. You're not going to get that laser-guided vision from Vieira. Same goes for Makelele. He's a disruptor, a destroyer. But in terms of creativity, PIRLO's light years ahead. Then there's Bellingham, a hybrid of power and finesse. He's versatile, athletic, and has great attacking instincts. But again, that PIRLO magic, that orchestration from deep, no one replicates that. So when it comes to playmaking from a deep role, PIRLO is peerless. You just need to understand what you're signing up for. PIRLO isn't your last-line defender. He's not your midfield bulldog. He's your quarterback, your general, You build your game around him, and in return, he rewards you with footballing poetry. So PIRLO 107 CDM is not for everyone. If your play style is pure power and pressing, look elsewhere. But if you're a tactician, a strategist, a gamer who values the art of passing and midfield control, then this card might just be the crown jewel of your squad. That's it for now. If you found value in this review, if you felt the insight helped your decision-making, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and let's continue building this amazing community together. Until next time, stay sharp, stay tactical, and keep dominating the pitch.